how the coaching gig's going for you, but, you know, we could possibly find a spot in the salary cap for you somewhere. I know you always, your whole career, you've taken the big bucks, so you might have to have a bit of a shave, but look, we'll find something for you.
Yeah, no, that's right. I probably need to you give a bit back to football, and you start on the $0 amount, Wallace said, and you just got to earn your stripes a little bit.
Well, I double it as the years go
That's
on.
Right. Start on nothing and it doubles.
But just for you, with your season with Maiden Gully YCW, it was a big season for the club. The performance as a senior team surprised a few people, and really you're one game away from a grand final appearance.
Yeah, you recruit at the start of the year and you have optimism and hope in pre-season like every team does, and you're not really sure how it'll pan out when the whips actually start cracking, but to finish the year going from bottom to second on the ladder was fantastic growth for the club and the team, and I was just really positive as a coach to see the growth of individuals that you want them to make sure they end the season better players than they started, and I think we achieved that and give ourselves a little bit of a platform to push into 2019.
And previous to that, Newbridge were all the flavour at the start of the year. In the end, they got the job done, Metro.
Yeah. At times, like we beat them out there, and Mitty come very close.
Let's get it underway. 2018 on Bendigo's Fresh FM. It's a grand final reserves, Jock Clark.
There you go. Both ruckmen missed it. It fell at their feet, and there's about 100 jump in looking for an early touch, and the umpire will sort that out. First free kick, and the Storm will get it out of the middle. They go wide. Player out there to take the mark is Nayland. There's a well-known name in Bendigo sporting circles. He goes wide. Nayland finds a teammate on the outer or netball court wing, who loads up to half forward. Gee, there's some unmarked Storm players, so he runs on. Then he got a high tackle, slipped over, got to get it to a teammate, which he did. It's a high kick inside forward, 50 Storm mark. A Storm mark, 35 out, and I reckon the player down there might be Joshua Martin. That was a good pack mark, Metro.
Very strong mark there. I think the Sandhurst ruckman had floated back and got in front, but lost his footing, and Martin come through and took a very strong mark from 20 out.
35 out. Martin lines up and kicks the first goal of the reserves grand final. One on the board to the Storm. First minute of play just passed.
And that's thanks to Aussie Disposals. Metro, you're right. I noticed the Sandhurst player got in front of the pack and then fell over, and that made the mark easier for Martin.
Definitely, and Martin's one of those players that Jock was talking about before that with the current state of Bendigo football reserves, and I'm sure he'll be getting plenty of phone calls from clubs around the area that can't quite crack into that senior side. But
I noticed Metro's got a little black book there.
Will we get any calls from YC?
It's possible.
Let's go back into the middle. So Storm on the board. We've played 2 minutes into this reserves grand final. They've won the centre break again. They take it out to the outer side. Nobody can claim the mark, though. A chance for Sandhurst to rebound off half back. They can send the ball down towards half forward. But the numbers are with Storm. Can they reload? They do. They go back in towards the middle. Pomosa takes the footy, goes short. Just playing a patient game at the moment, the Storm. Not a good kick off the boot. It arrives at centre half forward for the Storm. At ground level. In they crack in. A lot of players over it. Umpires letting them play out. Sandhurst are a chance to relieve at a half back and send it to centre wing.
Yeah, poor kick. Down the wing, grandstand side, not behind for the Dragons. Mark's taking on Kill and Payne. He's had a bit of a senior experience. Goes inboard and they transfer it wide to the outside half-forward flank where Finch takes the mark for the Storm.
Yes, he'll be a flighty player today, Jock.
Thank you very much, Finch. I don't think they're the sort that swoop at least. Finds the forward 50. Can't find a teammate, however. Plenty of numbers back in defence for the Dragons. Gee, one way then the other. Dole took it. Then he had to get out a hand pass. Now they've copped it up. Quick kick out of the pack from 45 for the Storm. It's gone through for a minor score. They mucked it up almost.
They did. Now, if anyone's watched Bendigo football, they'd realise that Storm are a possession team. They love going short. I think Sandhurst has given him way too much space early in the grand final here.
Way too much.
Yep, they've been finding plenty. 1-1-7 the Storm. Dragons yet to score. 3 minutes gone first term, thanks to Priority One property.
You want to send the runner out, Metro?
I might get on the
what's
phone.
Going on.
Yes.
Get on the phone.
Very soft 50 there too to Sandhurst.
What was the 54?
Just a push in the back, I guess, after he marked it. But need a better feel for the game in a grand final. Let the boys play a little.
Yeah, let them play. Is it Wharton with the footy?
Yes.
He's not going to give another one. He's just bringing him right back down. So Wharton has the footy outer side, wants to play on, does so quickly, goes towards the outer side. Sanders have finally got it up towards their attacking 50. They haven't traversed it yet. Now they've got a chance outside. They're mucking around the footy, taking too long. Free kick outer side will go to Storm.
So Storm,
Just indecisive there, Jock.
yeah, mucked around with it a little bit a couple of times, Sanders, so far. The Storm happy to switch the play. Oh, well, if you're going to switch it, got to hit your target. They tried to switch it into the old South Bendigo Social Rooms pocket, missed the target, the ball's rolled over the line and out of bounds, so it's a stoppage in the forward pocket. This will suit the Dragons, only 20 metres out from their goal. They're yet to get on the scoreboard. So plenty around, magnificent day for the Bendigo Footy League Grand Finals. From the toss in, quick kick out of the pack, only travelled the bare 15 and it's marked by Dole for the Dragons. Player on the mark is right on forward 50, might just be beyond Dole's distance. And he centres it. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Straight onto the chest.
Petrie.
Petrie, one of the Storm defenders. And he takes it 30 out from the goal. The Storm are defending.
Long kick, but the ball will roll over the boundary line. So we've played 5 in the first term. 2018 Grand Final. What a week makes a difference in weather, Metro. Last Saturday afternoon, no doubt you were up at Loddon Valley for
Yes,
the
it
Grand
was
Final.
horrendous. It would have been lovely if it was a day like today.
Yeah, it would have been. But we can't order that. Bendigo League got it right this year. Ball chipped back towards centre wing for Storm. And Sanders are taking a lot of time. I reckon they're playing in the Storm's hands at the moment.
It's a slow paced game, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Kick down the line, went over the head of the pack and rolled towards half forward on the outer side for the Dragons, where it just comes off a couple of hands.
I
goes
just
over and out
reckon
of bounds.
Storm like it like that, Jock. They like to throw it and chip it around, and Sanders need to take them on.
When you have solid structures, all it does is allow them to put them into place. If you keep the ball moving and take risks, it limits their opportunity to do that.
He's sounding like a coach.
He's sounding exactly like a coach. Throw in on the outer side, big pack around the play. Congestion everywhere, and the umpire's going to ball it up. It was a big party, everybody came, and the umpire said, give it to me. So the ball up between wing and half forward for the Dragons. They're still not on the board. The Storm are 1-1. We've played 6.5 minutes of time in the first term of the Grand Final in the Bendigo Football Netball League, and the ball again pushed over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in, still across half forward for Strathfield side.
Yeah, they were looking for a free kick. A Sanders player thought might have got a bit of work in the back. The umpire said it was okay. He'll get the ball into the air. Now it's chipped towards their half-forward line, but no good. No players there. So Storm out of half-back. They give rolling ball up towards centre half-back. Sanders again with the numbers. They can work across half-back. They can get out of trouble for Leighton. He gets it on the... No, goes one way, then the other. Now they can clear out of half-back. They got players out of side. Wharton takes it and delivers the ball down towards centre half forward.
Yeah, he kicked it into traffic though. They might get out of it because they have some numbers wide. Now it's a chance for the Dragons just inside forward 50. Little pass, fell short. This enables the Storm defence. They've got numbers back there. They should get out of trouble. It's right on forward 50 for the Dragons. Now a couple of Dragons get there. They put the Storm defender under the pump. He's locked up. And the umpire says ball up.
Yeah, well, that forward 50 entry there, they say that's the most important kick in football, and that was quite poor. They need to do a little bit better with limited opportunity.
Especially in conditions like this, must hit your targets. From the ball up, nobody can get it out effectively. It's a rolling maul towards the boundary line. Umpire's going to sort him out. He's given a free kick to the Dragons. They waste no time. Long. He's got $50 taking the mark at the back. Was it
He paid a push.
He has paid. Well, I thought I saw Mitch Dole give a little sneaky one.
I thought I saw it too, Doug.
And we're 100 miles from it. Free kick to the Storm, back pocket. They'll clear to the outer side to a big pack of players.
Interesting player, Mitch Dole. I'll talk to you a bit about him through the call, Metro, see what you think his future may be. Playing in the reserves this afternoon. There's a bit happening off the ball, on the ball, and the umpire finally come in and say free kick, go in the Storm. So outer side, Storm can reload out of half back. They lead by 7 points. We've played 8 minutes into the first term. On grand final footy on Bendigo's Fresh FM, a massive victory, as in great spirited victory, not in points sense, 87-84 in the under 18. So the ball moved up towards the scoreboard pocket, but the numbers down there with Sandhurst. Not a good kick off the boot, out of bounds on the full.
Yep, straight out of bounds on the full. They've turned it straight over the Dragons, and the Storm will get the free kick at half forward out of side.
Just a few little nerves maybe early from both sides. The ball not going directly where they intended, so they need to probably just take a deep breath and settle a bit here.
But just a high kick as Storm come inside forward 50. A backhander by Heavyside, couldn't find a teammate. And now another pack develops, 40 out. Chance for Formosa to work it wide. Stormer got possession, kick across the body from 50 into the goal square. Bouncing ball, nobody home, through for a minor score. So the Storm go to 1-2-8. The Dragons yet to score, 9.5 gone. First quarter of the Bendigo Football Netball League Reserves Grand Final, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
So the ball at half back for the Dragons. They bring it down towards centre wing. Storm with the numbers over. They've got the opportunity to take it up towards their half forward line. Coming in, trying to take the footy. Can't control it. Now it's up at half forward, just outside. They can reload and reset. Driscoll takes it. He's a big player, plays a big game, kicks it forward, but the numbers are with Sandhurst, and they can relieve the pressure across half back with a timely mark.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sure Rossi started down back, but he's definitely floating down, whether he's on ball or just pushing down to steady things a little. Lockie Ross. Yes.
He's played a lot of senior footy.
Yeah, we'll have a chat at quarter time. It was an interesting selection with some players missing out today.
Righto, okay. Meanwhile, they've moved it to half-back, the Dragons, where Edwards takes the mark. Plays on quickly. It's worked by hand over to Harvey. Runs the wing, grandstand side, kicks to half-forward. Couldn't find a target. Another pack develops. Driscoll's over the football, picks it up, pump with a hand. They've got him locked up, and the umpire said, well, don't know whether he could try and get it out or he pretended, but it'll do me, and I balled it up just outside forward 50 for the Dragons. Still yet to hit the scoreboard. There's the ball up. Plenty around it. Oh, over the top went, was it Donnan? And the umpire's picked out a free kick. It'll go to Donnan. He's kicked into the centre of the ground. Good kick. Found a teammate. Shishka plays on quickly. Gets support. Player running past. Had a bounce. Tried to get around an opponent. Got run down.
Played on. Court. Can't believe. Oh, they're throwing a few cheap ones in the middle, but they're on the back with the game now.
So it's from half back. The Dragons have moved it out towards the back flank where they've got a mark. Now they'll come in inside the corridor. Don't know whether that was okay. Manari's got it. Turns, plays on, poor kick, turned it over, went over in the direction of Jansen. Jansen tried to find a teammate, he played on, he's mucked it up. Big Driscoll through the centre of the ground, just throws it on the big left foot, hoof, and kicks it inside forward 50, but it's all Dragons back in defence. They'll bring it out to half back, and the target out there they're looking for is Brodie Montague.
Montague goes back and then steadies the ship. Short kick is okay. Found the target he's looking for. Harvey takes it. He'll go short again. Back to Manari. Takes the footy. Now delivers long. Outside attacking 50. Grandstand side. He takes it. Storm again with the number. Short kick. They're playing to their normal standard. They might have turned it over this time though. Numbers across our back can favour Sandhurst. Montague goes in, had it, lost it, then needs to go back in and find it. Ross can run onto it. Now they're out of trouble across half back, the Dragons.
Oscar Perez finally kicks an absolute grubber. Gets about 55-60 metres out of it, all the way to half forward along the ground, but couldn't find a Sandhurst teammate. So the Storm repel. They come through the wing on the outer side as they look to set up again. A long kick inside forward 50. Nobody there to make a contest for the Storm. All defence for the Dragons. And they'll get out of the back half fairly comfortably in the end. But the kick, the exit kick, down the wing, grandstand side, not good. They've turned it over again. Aldous, he's got two to beat. Went without the football. Now the numbers with the Dragons as Harvey takes it. Wanted support. Hand pass, missed its target. Worked over to Donnan. They've got it back to Storm. They've got it to half forward, just outside the forward 50-metre arc. Dragons defence lock it up and the umpire balled it up. Scrappy passage of play. But the Dragons' exit kick not good, and the ball up to take place just on forward 50 for Strat. Up they go. Driscoll got it down to a Storm teammate who was locked up. That was McKinley, and the umpire's going to ball it up again.
So the ball up, 13 gone, first term. Storm kicking, well, that was the scoring end, the city end. They lead this contest 1-8 to Sandhurst, no score. We're back into it. Ball across half back. McKinley can run onto it. He was tackled. Umpire said, well, he threw the footy. Free kick goes to Storm. So they'll turn it back and go down towards Driscoll. Over that player's head. Ball bouncing in towards the pocket, close to the boundary line. I think we'll see it over. Did it go over? The umpire said it was okay.
No,
they're going to play it out of half back. It's pretty close, Jock, but it was okay for Sanders. They can bring it out of half back, play with the footy.
Oh, he's caught.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He just was hesitant, didn't know what to do. It was John Harvey, and he looked up, he feigned a hand pass once or twice. And in the end, Jock, he just ran out of options.
Yeah, and the umpire actually called running too far.
Yes.
Did he really?
Might have been time in possession more.
Hang on, and now he's getting involved again, the umpy, and he's paying a 50. He's getting...
We've only played 14 minutes, Metro, and you're going to start on the umpire?
No.
I'll leave you nowhere to go in the final.
No, I've actually done it once or twice, and it is a very difficult job. And I did a Super Rules match at 16, and it was probably the worst thing I could have done.
Still getting therapy for it.
Lockie Ross with the footy, Jock.
Yeah, so it was a free kick at half back for the Dragons, plus the 50. Ross has got it, centre of the ground. Goes to half forward. Poor kick. Kicks it straight to 3 Storm defenders. They could have raffled it. They come down the wing, grandstand side with the numbers. Little chip pass over the top to nobody. Who's got the pace? Who can run onto it? The target down there was Blood. He couldn't get there, but he's got a teammate who can. Picked up and kicked forward for the Storm. Well, poor kick in the end.
Needed,
came from Blandford.
16 there. Nick Tanner for Sandhurst needed to be a little bit stronger over the footy in that situation.
So it's gone over the line and out of bounds for throw in forward pocket for the Storm.
I reckon Blandford just got the boot as he was tackled, Jock, and that caused the ball to go to the right of the boundary line.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, boys, I won't muck up the goal kickers to this stage of the game. I'm all over it. Meanwhile, from the ball up, the Dragons try to work across the ground and switch. They just missed the target, couldn't be kept in by Leighton Ross over the line, out of bounds for a throw in into scoreboard pocket. Storm still deep in attack. We've played 16 minutes in the first term, and it's 1-8 Strat. Dragons yet to score. That is thanks to Poyser Holden and Holden, Colorado.
So it's deep in the scoring zone pocket. Sandhurst to force it out of half back. This could look good. They go down the middle. They've got numbers. They can find their target they're looking for. Lindsay ends up with the footy. Good kick. Goes to centre half forward. No real targets to go for. Loose ball bouncing. They go in hard. Cracking in hard was McKinley. He attacked the footy for the Dragons, and the umpire will come in and take the footy. So it's just outside attacking 50 for the Sandhurst club. They trail by 8 points.
So McKinley does the ruck work for the Dragons, and they work it inside to Wharton. That's Alex fires at goal from 45 out, and I think he's put it through for a minor score, so they're on the board.
Yep.
At the 17-minute mark, the Dragons with a minor one. One behind.
Knowing Alex, he'll be disappointed with that shot on goal.
Nice to have a shot at goal, doesn't he, Alex?
Does.
So the kick out, spectacular. Missed the pack, went over the top and rolled all the way to the wing on the outer side, taken by a Storm player. They, without the ball being kicked, have it at half forward. Have they got the numbers around the contest? Maybe. No, said the umpire. Good tackle by the Dragons' defence, and they'll take a free kick just outside defensive 50. So the little kick, it's okay. And the mark taken by McKinley at half back. He's taking plenty of time, looks for the options, then retreats back inside defensive 50 and gives it down there to Tanner. Tanner goes across the ground. He gives it to Leyden. Leyden still inside defensive 50. Little kick back to Alex Wharton, who had a shot a minute ago, and he's marked for the Dragons just outside defensive 50. They're going up and down to one spot, Metro.
They are, mate, they are. This has been the biggest issue so far, is that kick from the half-back line up to the wing. Haven't been able to penetrate the Storm defence.
And that one no different. It was thumped away from the marking contest. Back to half forward for the Storm. Nobody can get a clear possession. Sandhurst player took it. Young Aldous tackled him to the ground, and the umpire will ball it up between centre and half forward for the Storm.
Just had a text from Chris Garlick and said you're unavailable for Fresh FM duties after today. Metro. So you've been told. Picked up by Mitch Dole, had it, then lost it. Got it down towards centre wing though. A lot of players around it. Storm with a chance. They bring it up towards the hot spot at centre half forward. Rolling ball. Blandford was there, couldn't take the footy. Sanders are out. They can get out of trouble through Harvey across half back.
And that's a better kick. He had to work for it, but the mark's been taken by Matty Gray. He transfers play into the centre of the ground. Walid Manari was knocked away from that play, but he's got some support down there from young Jasper Stewart. I assume he's young because he's little. He's kicked it inside 50, but it's all Storm in defence again. Oh, have they mucked it up? No, they might have the numbers to get out of trouble. Umpire's given them a free kick and advantage. They'll bring it to half back. Aldous takes the hand pass. Get and give. Goes back to a teammate who plays on. Gives it over the top towards Gill. He kicks inside forward. 50 for the Storm.
Yep.
Toe poke off the ground in the goal square.
No, went over the back of the marking contest and it bounced through.
So it came all the way from Gill.
Yep.
Yes, goal to Gill.
He would have kicked it from 80 metres out.
Yeah, maybe 55.
Okay. Well, this time next year it'll be 85.
That's right.
So the Storm, battled, but they get their second on the board. They're 2-2-14. The Dragons, one behind 1 point. 20-minute mark of the first term, thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, I think, well, there we go, that's quarter time. I feel as though Stafford say's first 5 minutes controlled the football, maintained possession, went short, and then after that, Sandhurst's been the team with their hands on the football, but they've just failed, like that situation, the kick from the...
Let's get the second term underway. Benny goes Fresh FM, Jock Clark.
Yep, Josh Martin and Lockie Gill, the two goals so far to the list in this second half. Driscoll got it down, but the Dragons should get it out of the centre. They will. Manari takes it. Oh, went with a dodgy hand pass. They might have turned it over. Chance for the Storm. They work it up to half forward. Dragons with numbers in defence, though. They'll get out of trouble. Little kick out to Harvey's okay. Oh, he played on with a hand pass to a teammate. Now he's put him under the pump. Ball goes to ground. Where are the numbers? It might be okay. Comes out to Brodie Montague. He gets a kick to half forward. Alex Wharton flew from the back. Brought it to ground. Wants support. Got it wide. Chance down there for the Dragons to take it away through, might have been Edwards. It's gone over the line and out of bounds.
Once again, we're very lucky Wharton who affected a spoil then, but that kick to the half-forward line coming out of defence was poor again from Sandhurst.
Yeah, not good. Storm work it across the ground. That's okay. They've got a mark just on defensive 50 out of sight in the scoreboard pocket. So early in the second term of the Reserves Grand Final, it's the Storm 2-2-14 leading Sandhurst one behind 1 point thanks to Aussie disposals.
Murrell with the footy goes down the line. Who did you think were some of the better players for the Dragons first term?
Look, once when Lockie Ross down back there, accomplished senior player, took 3 or 4 defensive marks, showed a little bit. Alexander Wharton tried to provide a little bit of run on the outside, could have kicked better, and I thought John Harvey Chicken got some really important handballs in close.
Yeah, I thought Harvey did get a bit of the footy in that term. Long kick, Sanders bring it up towards their scoring zone, but once again outnumbered. Not a good kick. Numbers are with Storm. They can relieve the pressure and they can go out the other side through Simpson.
Yep, so Simpson's got it in the back pocket, gets around his opponent, has a little bounce, dodgy, and he's turned it straight over. Gee, gave it straight up to Harvey, who plays
great
on,
kick,
gets it inside forward 50 and finds a player in space. Little sploke on the ground is marked, 25 metres out, directly in front.
What Harvey did then, what we want them to do, he didn't think about it. He won the intercept mark, turned and went, and something presented through just a quick decision, which was fantastic.
So the kick is on the way from Jasper Stewart, and he's put it through. The Dragons have their first goal on the board.
Now, you asked about Jasper last quarter. He looks like he's about 14. He did actually play under 18s last year, so it's his first year out of junior footy.
He would never get a sponsorship from Gillette, I'm tipping, because he looks like he's still 14. 2-2-14 the Storm, 1-1-7 the Dragons, 2.5 gone, second term of the BFNL Grand Final, thanks to Priority One Property.
Yeah, it's been quite lively, and Sandhurst structure looked better then. They're a bit more patient, and they looked for a teammate in a good position. So at the middle, picked up by Sandhurst. Here they come again. Dole goes long up towards half forward. Ross was the target. Lockie couldn't take it. Over the back of the pack, has a chance to run back onto it. Defensive side, out of side. Storm are out of trouble with a wild kick though. It'll go out of bounds on the full. So we played 3 in the second term. Storm 2-2-14. Sandhurst 1-1-7. So, free kick will go to Sandhurst. They'll bring the ball back in towards their scored line. Wharton is the one that flew for it, but couldn't mark it through that player's hands, and the ball rolls over the boundary line.
We have Matty Gray, Oscar Perez and Lachlan Ross, and we kick into the forward 50 and go for the small running player as the target.
Yep, not too smart, Metro. Send the runner. Have a chat to the former teammates. I reckon you played in a grand final. Was it a grand final or in your last game for Sandhurst?
Yeah, I'm sort of still getting over the wounds from that game where I could have probably kicked the goal at the end of the game, but to get us to the grand final, but wasn't to be.
No, you kicked a few that day though. Let's clear the ball at half back, Jock Clark.
Tell you what, they've turned it over. The Storm Dragons player took it, was tackled to the ground. Umpires
holding the ball.
Oh, he's given a free kick to the Storm. Lucky let off. Zera will take it in the back pocket.
It's not a bad name.
No, Zera. Z-E-R-A. If I've got it wrong and you're his mother, ring up, please, and complain. So he's gone to half-back. Found a teammate down there. The mark was taken by Jack Nayland. Goes across the ground and found Lockie Gill. Gill still inside defensive 50 for the Storm. Unloads a big kick to the wing on the outer side. Can he find a teammate? He can. And the teammate needs support and gets it. But the hand pass was dodgy. They've turned it over. Dragons have got it. Back into the centre of the ground. Good kick. Mark taken by Higgs. Here they come. Out of side with numbers. Dragons. Can they enter forward 50 better this time? No, they can't. They kick to a contest. 35 out. They all go to ground. Umpire balled it up.
That entry kick there, Metro, that was a nothing kick.
It's just lucky the Strathfield save player in Petrie actually lost his foot and fell over. He would have marked it on his chest.
Yeah, easy. There's the ball up. Chance for the Dragons. A kick around the body. It came there from
McLean, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Was it Higgs?
McLean.
And it was cut off by the Storm in the last line of defence, and they've got it in the back pocket.
So Murphy with the footy. Big kick out towards the defensive 50. Umpires found a free kick. It's going to the Dragons. You see why that was, Jock?
Yeah, Blandford, an unrealistic fly for the ball well before.
So short kick, another chance now for Montague. Did some nice work selling the candy, but the kick wasn't good. It was out of bounds on the full.
No, conditions are perfect. There's no excuse for that one, but that's real team lifting stuff. If you can sell some candy in a tight game to bring it back to a point, kick that goal, that just would have got everyone up and about.
They have lifted it, though. I'm thinking Sandhurst have really lifted it in this second term, but they need to get the, scoreboard pressure happening, because that has been the scoring end, Metro, that City end so far in this game, and also in the under-18.
Maybe a slight breeze, just a feather of a breeze going down that way.
Feather.
So the Storm clear through Blandford towards defensive 50. Gee, a poor kick was cut off. Marked down there and brought straight back inside forward 50. Gray, Can he find a teammate? Whistle on play.
Too high.
Free kick to the Storm in defence.
Little Dylan Morris was away. He wanted the goal. Had his name written all over it.
Yeah, he would have popped it through from 20 out. Now the Storm. They go wide again. They're forced to kick hurriedly towards half-back, out of side. Turned over, chance for the Storm, got numbers. Can they work it through the centre of the ground? They can. Comes out to Donnan, sells some candy, gets around his opponent, goes long inside forward.
Great
50,
defence.
almost the big fella. Couldn't take the mark for Storm. 10 out, goes to ground. They fall on top of him. What's the umpire going to say? Caught with the football.
Good call. Great effort by the Sandhurst defender there. Martin was in the box seat. Dunham in a one-on-one, just got really a fist in, and then able to effect a free kick with holding the ball decision.
So free kick to the Dragons. They clear to defensive 50. There's another free kick. They've got it again, and this kick short. Doesn't even make the wing. Grandstand side, turned over. Chance for the Storm. Dodgy free kick from them. Turn it over again. Taken for the Dragons by Dole. That kick went straight across the ground. Montague under the pump. Tapped it away. Can he find a teammate in Edwards? He can. He's got it and goes long to half forward. Chance for Lockie Ross. Got rid of his opponent. Ball goes over the back. Numbers with the Dragons inside forward 50. Perez
Goal
to
square.
40. Goes into the goal square and finds the little fella
Well-
at home on his own.
Interesting there, you're 35 out, you're running into an open goal, someone's in the goal square. The risk you take by kicking it is you can turn it over, but if he marks it, it turns into a certainty. They kick the goal, great decision.
In fact, it went to Angus McKinley. He wasn't a little bloke
Angus.
at all. So,
McKinley's played all right as well.
he has played all right. He's played a fair bit
Taxed
of
the footy
senior
hard.
hasn't he, Metro?
Yeah, he did. He had to earn his stripes there when he came in from Bridgewater and ended up playing a key back role there for a fair while. And I noticed today they're using through the ruck as a chop out.
So point the difference, 2-1 Dragons, 2-2 Storm. You're right, they had it 35 out and the guy didn't have a shot. Is that what does that tell you about it?
No, it definitely was on in the goal square. He was 10 metres on his own, but the kick just needs to be off a little and you miss it. Yeah, dill, but like I said, the kick, the goal, you're a superstar.
Looked like a deal made a career out of that. Metro ball comes out to the outer side. Montague's had a fair bit of the footy
he's
in
been
this term. A little bit hesitant at the moment for the Dragons. He'll send it inside. They're attacking 50. It's at the broadcast side. High tackle. Did the umpire see it? The umpire did. In the back. Santos free kick.
Yep.
Jock was all over it.
Alex Wharton played for it beautifully, I thought, but it was there.
Yeah.
It was there.
And this is a spot now on the QEO, since it's been remodelled some seasons ago, is a spot where they kick a lot of goals. And Alex Wharton is an experienced player. Right foot drop, punt
What
up
a-
by rocks back, sees it go into the post. It's a minor score.
Unlucky. It was a lovely kick off the boot. Are we still calling it the rotunda pocket, are we?
No, we're not, Metro.
No?
Don't be an
All right.
idiot. There's no rotunda there.
The shade sale.
14 apiece, thanks to Priority One Property.
Hasn't got the same ring to it, has it? The shade sail pocket.
No.
The kick out, oh gee, just okay. There was a bit of pressure, but the Storm have got the ball in the back pocket. Last line of defence. And goes back into the corridor with the next kick. Was taken for them down there by Blood. Kicked into the centre of the ground. That's okay to Shishka. He goes wide. Aldous. Back to Shishka. Back to Aldous. Runs a long way to half forward. Then kicks Storm inside forward 50. Couldn't find a target. 40 out from the Storm goal. Pack go to ground. Who can keep their feet? Dragons player did, then he lost it in a tackle. They might work it out, the Dragons, can they? They go across the ground into the goal square. Gee, don't know about that, but they found the mark. So they've got it in the last line of defence, and that kick not too bad. The mark is taken down there. Who was that took it? 46.
46 is on the list. Might be McLean.
Turn it over, the Storm will come again.
Yeah, that Shishka you talk about, Jock, sounds like a sort of a cocktail job that Metro would have drank at the Studio 54 back in the day, I reckon.
Yeah, just alternate with them and Barney Bananas.
With Andy Poulter up in the top floor there. So the ball on the other side, and a Storm shot at goal will be coming up. So,
Tough kick.
yeah, it is a very tough kick in distance and also accuracy. Big kick though into the face of the goal.
I'm not sure whether that was
Players'
just to the
hands.
top of the square sort of set-up kick or it just
I reckon
come
he was
off.
having a shot,
Having a
Metro.
go?
Yeah, 2-3-15. It gives Storm the lead. We've played 11 in this second term. Sanders 2-2-14 thanks to Aussie Disposals.
There's a game crying out for someone inside a forward 50 for either side to stand up, take a couple of grabs, kick a couple of goals. Meanwhile, it's cleared towards defensive 50, and the free kick will go to the Dragons, so they've got it a long way from home. We've played 12 and a half minutes of time in the second quarter of the reserves grand final. The Dragons with a long kick towards the wing. Ball clears the pack, rather than ball. tricky to Storm. They're going to lock back their player picks. Was immediately tackled, went to ground. Storm might be able to win it back. Can they? No. Dragon player intercepts, takes the footy, went over the top with a hand pass. Wanted Stewart, couldn't find him, and it's gone over and out of bounds for another throw in. So the ball to be thrown back into play on the wing, outer side of the ground. 13 gone, second term. 2-3-15 the Storm, 2-2-14 Sandhurst.
Might have to say it's an arm wrestle at this stage, Metro. Ball shot
Definitely.
down towards the half-forward line, but coming in to take it, Ross across half-back will mark and relieve the pressure. Leighton Ross for the Dragons. Looks downfield. Wants to play to switch. They've got players on the grandstand side available. He takes notice of them. Lenson can take it across half-back. Looks
Yeah.
upfield.
Got nowhere to go.
Montague wants the footy in front, but he didn't want to give it to him. He's still there, still calling for it. In the end, he gives up and puts the arms in the air, but they control the footy and they bring it up towards broadcast, just outside, attacking 50. Deep, penetrating kick. Nice
great
mark.
grab. Great
Sanders.
grab. So once again, we've gone to Alex Wharton, who's our crummer in the forward line for Sandhurst, but he's able to actually take a strong mark, come from behind, through the pack, and gets another opportunity from the pocket where he hit the post
I
5
reckon he
minutes
was
ago.
quite smart there. He sort of came in from the side, so he didn't get any body contact at all, which suits him when he's flying in the air. Alex Wharton, can he make an amends? He can. He's put it through. That's a nice goal. 3 goals to 20 Sandhurst. They take the lead, a much better second quarter to them. Storm 2-3-15. Wayne Metrovic on special comments.
Yes, now they came out of the back line again and been their troubling kick, and all the available players were standing next to the guy with the footy. There was no one actually down the line to kick to, and they actually held the ball and found Mitch Dole on a short up lead, which got them out of trouble, but which is a better option than they have been going long to a 1-on-2, 1-on-3 and coming unstuck.
Metro, that's the first contested mark I can remember in the game from either side.
Yeah,
Contested.
definitely. Yep.
Inside forward 50, I mean.
Yes.
So there's the ball up centre of the ground. Dragons, chance to come again, or player till it was Ross, but he was tackled, lost the football, needs some support. Now the Dragons can get it out of the centre. High kick inside forward 50, punch to the ground. Who can do the crumbing? Chance for Stewart, hand pass wide, found a teammate. Stewart runs on, the little fella gets it back for the Dragons, goes into the forward pocket.
Gee, he did everything wrong. I reckon he had about 3 goes at the footy. Received, got back, ran hard, and then the kick let him down.
On the left foot, it'll be interesting to see whether he's a left or a right footer, but he did the right thing and used his left in that situation. That may be the reason why.
That he kicked it out of bounds on
Yes,
the full.
yeah, if he's
Free
a right.
kick. It's been turned over again by Storm. So the Dragons back inside forward 50.
Here
back
he is.
to the ground. Stewart.
On the
Good
right that
crumbing.
time.
Got it on the right foot. Kicks high to the front of the goal square. Plenty up from both sides. No one could take the mark. Storm defence under the pump. Player tried to throw it on the boot. It was smothered. They go to ground. 25 metres out from the Dragons' goal. The umpire comes in and will ball it up.
So that was Gill again working hard for Storm. Now, I'm pretty sure, unless there's another Gill, he played a bit of senior football, I'd say.
Stewart's having the PP, and if he keeps going, you know what we'll call that, Metro?
No?
AD. So PPAD,
Okay.
which is a purple patch all day. You can use that one.
I know the kids do watch a song called PPAP, which is Pineapple Pen.
Thank you very much. Ball kicked, smothered by Morris. He tried to get it onto the boot. He goes back in, crashes into the pack. He looks angry. Oh, umpire's been here for holding the footy or not making a correct disposal. Free kick going to Storm across half back.
Yeah, Blandford takes it, goes wide to the outer side to Shishka. He's had a good quarter so far. Kick to half forward. Better. Finds a teammate. Storm. Long. Inside forward 50. At the back up went Jansen. Couldn't take the mark. Wants some support. Gets it from Donnan. Scrappy shot at goal. Rolled along the ground. Nobody in the square. And it's home.
Yes, actually, Sanders had the one up there. There was a 2-on-1, and the ruckman in Buckridge had to do the roving. Couldn't quite bend down to pick it up, and the Strathstorm players were able to effectively get the ball out to a teammate, and on come the goal.
Yeah. Good work, Donnan. He was under the pump, threw it on the boot, and it rolled the right way. There was nobody within 20 metres of the goal to stop it. So the Storm get their third on the board. They regain the lead there. 3-3-21. The Dragons 3-2-20. 17 and a half gone. Closing on half-time in the Reserves Grand Final. That's all thanks to Priority One property.
Can't trust those big blokes, Metro, to get down low. Buckwitch just couldn't find the footy there.
No, and to be fair, that's not his role. He should have probably been competing for it in the air and letting the teammate.
Well, if that's the case, who does up his shoes every morning? It was in his role. Ball back in the middle. They crash through. Coming through hard was Harvey's. Had a good game. Goes up the centre half forward. Player got the footy was Green. Can get it forward to the pack. Montague takes it. It's good. It's very good.
A quick reply from Sandhurst. Great work by Jasper Stewart there again. It was just a knock and a tap, but he attacked the football hard for a little man and gave Zeb Green an opportunity to pick the ball up and feed it out to Montague.
So Santos 4-2-26, Storm 3-3-21, 18 gone second term. That's thanks to Aussie Disposals.
He looks like his jumper's about 4 size. But he's a real goer, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's had a crack.
you see that with little blokes have big hearts.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's plenty of them ridden a few good winners. Ball up, centre of the ground, chance for the Dragons to take it out of the middle again. Hand pass, not taken. Dole in the thick of things. Oh, Elders lays a tackle.
Oh, surely umpire.
Wasn't it high?
It's a bit high.
That's my man again, Jock.
Gee, got him round the neck. And the umpire's picked out a free kick, and it's going to go to the Dragons at half.
I think Mitch Stoll's saying to the umpire, just sew my head back on and I'll give the ball back.
Gee, well, Aldous takes it, goes wide and gives it to a teammate who takes the mark at half-back. His little kick down the line's okay, and Gill has got it. Still at half-back for the Storm. Gill hugs the boundary line. Down the wing, grandstand side, plenty up. Mostly Dragons at ground level. Great pick-up, Dole. Now he's in trouble, ran into a brick wall, went wide with a hand pass to a teammate. He wanted Minari and his hand passed it over his head and out of bounds.
Now, we've seen that situation. The ruckman went up, made the contest, left the crumb at ground level, was able to pick the ball up.
Dole showed more moves than Michael Jackson there. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the ball away from at about. No, back in the day he did. Ball kicked up now towards centre wing near the broadcast point, out about. We've made it to half-time safely. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day. Head up to the Queen Elizabeth Oval. At half-time, Santa's 4-2-26. Straff will say Santa stayed out. Storm went back in. 3-3-21. Storm, Santa's 4-2-26. Jock Clark on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So the Dragons take a 5-point lead into the second half. The Storm have the scoring end and they get the takeout straight away. A high barrel inside forward 50, but a good mark by Lockie Ross in defence for the Dragons. He drove it back from whence it came to the centre of the ground. Dole somehow won the football, gets through some traffic with a bounce, runs to half forward, kicks the Dragons inside forward 50. Nobody could take a mark. It's 40 metres out from goal. Around the body, Montague fires and has put it through.
It was a great goal there. Now, interesting whether Sandhurst think that the Breeze has actually got a bit to play in the game, but Lachlan Ross has gone down back again, so where he played in the first quarter. Second quarter went forward. And yeah, so he took that defensive mark. So it doesn't look like he has an opponent at the moment. So it'll be interesting whether to see Strath push their spare down there with him, which it looks like is happening at the moment. Yes, to man him up because that come from that defensive mark and they're able to transition the ball well.
Best passage of play of the game so far. So the Dragons go to 5-2-32. The Storm of 3-3-21's only a minute gone third term. Reserves grand final. Donnan takes the footy, drives the Storm up towards half forward. The race is on out there. Can he find a teammate? Simpson, after the football, can't keep it in. And it's rolled over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
There hasn't been a lot of goals kicked, Jock. Was that Sanders' first goal to the Barnard Street end? Did they kick a goal in that first term?
Yes, they did. They kicked
One, so they've kicked two to that end. Not a lot of goals for some reason being kicked at the Barnard Street end. So the ball being kicked back in. Long ball in towards the goal face. They go up, no mark. Umpire calls play on. Dribbling kick, an attempt at goal. And that was by Martin. Goes right through for a minor score only. So Storm 3-4-22. Centres 5-2-32. 10-point margin, 2 gone third term on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Kick out okay. Edwards from the back pocket for the Dragons. Drives to half-back. Finds Lindsay who takes the footy. Goes high to the wing on the outer side. Storm mark though. So the Dragons not transitioning too well at the moment. They've turned it over again. The Storm with the footy on the wing.
I know
outer side.
feeling.
Long kick towards half forward. Nobody can take the contested mark. Players crumb it well at ground level, but Dole again reads it beautifully, steals the football, weaves through the traffic, then goes across the ground, well done, gives it to Harvey who marks at half-back. He plays on, runs around the player on the mark and goes wide. He gives it to a player. Who's that out there?
It's Matty Gray out there. Just a couple touches earlier from Mitch Dole, winding the clock back, just darting sideways and taking the game on a bit, showing a bit of flair, which is... he can get caught occasionally, but I think he needs to have a go and bring that to the game.
The only thing there, Metro, was they had 3 possessions, Sanders. They started at half-back and they finished up at half-back.
Yes, that's right.
Didn't progress the football.
No, and that's the structure that Strathfield say play behind the football, which we just see now. They've taken another defensive mark down the line.
Well, Lindsay transferred it down there, but they've turned it over. It goes back to the wing on the outer side. Close to the boundary line. Chance for the Dragons to keep it in. Making a contest down there was a big fella, Buckridge. The umpire's picked out a free kick, and the Dragons will take it and they'll go forward again.
So we're in a holding pattern, a bit like my career at Metro.
About to take off, is it?
No, I think it's going the other way. Pick me up on your way down, as Lionel Rose once said.
They call Wallace Flight MH376, but that's just...
Poor other end. I reckon Dole fired up from the moment he got that high tackle and didn't get the free kick. He got a little bit antsy, got a bit... I reckon he got involved then. Got him going.
Some players need that. You've played with them in your career and you feel like before the game, just give them a clip behind the ear roll and just to get them going. Some of them need that.
Yeah, you would have done that a few times, I reckon. Metro too. Ball over the back of the pack though. Lockie Ross can run onto it. He's got it at half back. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space, plenty of time to make his best decision.
To his brother.
And he gets it to Leighton Ross. So Leighton Ross brings it to the broadcast side. That kick was not good. Yeah. That's okay. I think Harvey can pick up at half back and deliver the ball towards centre wing. And then he comes in, the little man, Dylan Morris. I liked his game. He goes long. What a kick. What a mark by Gray. He went up high. He brought it down. And he can transfer play to centre half forward. That's good.
Exactly what they need to do. Matty wheeled and went. And a lot of times, if you move the ball quickly, something will open up for you.
Yeah, Minari took the mark.
What did he do? Did he play on?
Played on. Yep. He got a lead. He went to it. It was a poor kick. It was well out in front. The ball's rolled over and out of bounds.
Because the lead up to that, Jock, was really positive. Good play.
Yeah, took that short, the wrist kick, came off, and then it was able to open up. I'm glad Matt decided to go to a dangerous part of the ground. If you just wheeled and went down the boundary line, you're not going to kick goals from there. You're nearly better off kicking to a dangerous area, risking turnover. But if you do win possession, you're a chance of kicking a goal.
Metro, is that called taking the game on?
Definitely.
Gee, what about that? What a good idea. Ball up, 20 metres out from the goal for the Dragons. Can they force something here? They can't. The Storm defence okay. Little chip kick. And they'll get out of trouble. The mark has been taken down there in the back pocket for them.
Sure if that's Gill again or not. He's got the long hair.
Gill, yep, he went to Donnan, who was out number 2-1, and the ball comes to ground level. So it's still across half forward for the Dragons. It's on the deck along with some players, and the umpire is going to ball it up. I'll tell you what Mitch Dole's doing this afternoon, boys. He's auditioning for his new club.
Yeah, no doubt there'll be some people knocking. He's sort of out of sorts at the moment and can't get that regular game. So, yeah, he might be looking for opportunity, no doubt.
McLean won it from the stoppage, goes into the forward pocket and went to Oscar Perez, who ran away with the footy, but he just slipped at the crucial time and went over the boundary line. It'll be thrown in deep in the forward pocket for the Dragons.
Would that be Bendigo League clubs or Heathcote League clubs?
Saying that about today, his actual last month has been really good regularly in the best, and he's kicked the bag of 5 and hit the scoreboard as well. So not just today, but his last month has been pretty solid.
I just think he'd be a very much sought-after commodity, and I think he might think it's time to go.
Ball rolls towards the goal face by Perez, but no goal. Umpire called play on. Storm can bring it out. They do so out of side, swimming pool side. Umpire's letting it go. Found a free kick. It'll go to the half-back flank and it'll go to Storm. So Storm with it. They've been under the pump a bit in this third term. They started this game in really good style. They go high. Big Buckridge flew high in the pack. The centre's ruckman will play his hands. The ball rolls over the boundary line. Centre wing out of side. Storm 3-4-22. 7 gone third term. Centre's 5-2-32. It's a 2018 reserves Bendigo Football League Grand Final.
But when I was involved in reserves many years ago, there weren't
Donkeys years ago.
Captain Cook was coaching one of the sides. But now you come here, Metro, there's blokes out here you would take tomorrow for your side, isn't it?
Oh look, definitely.
And quite a few from either side.
Nearly, I don't know the percentage or the number, but the majority of players in these two sides out here would be walk-up starts at senior football in Loddon Valley. Look, how many would be a superstar for you? But they're solid. They've played good level of football and they're coachable.
I suggest you wouldn't mind getting your hands on Lockie Ross. Ball thrown in across half forward for the Storm. They forced it towards forward 50. Donnan took it. It was tackled to the ground. It's turned over. They might have a chance still, taken by Simpson. He can't find any space to operate with. Caught with the ball, in fact, said the umpire. Dragons free kick. They transfer play and they're out of trouble with a long exit kick towards the wing. Grandstand side. Fickle bounce. Morris no chance. Storm with the numbers. Little toe poke. That wasn't good either. Turned over. No. Thought the umpire might have paid something there. He didn't. They've still got the football. Chance down there for Nayland. Might have just stepped over the line. The ball's out of bounds. Did he?
I think he's paid a free kick against Montague, I think, for in the back, but I thought it was just a nice solid hip and shoulder.
Yeah, well, I just thought when the whistle went it was out of bounds. No, free kick Storm on the wing grandstand side. They'll go up inside forward 50.
Montague was shaking his head like he didn't have sawdust in it. It would have been covered in the QEO. Ball goes up towards Big Driscoll. Couldn't take the mark for Storm. They still control the footy though. They've got it right on attacking 50. Scoreboard grandstand side. I should say now chance for Dragons to get out through Wharton. Picks up. Clever little kick. Montague will be the target. Oh, he landed really bad.
There's another one we want to see in YCW Maiden Gully colours next year, Metro.
Yeah, well, he's probably made for our style of football. Hard, over the ball, doesn't go to ground. They're the sort of players that stand up in our comp.
Could play anywhere.
Harvey with the footy, gets it back to Montague. They want to play non-stop footy, the Dragons. They take it deep into their forward pocket. Perez was the target over that player's head. Ball rolls out, left forward pocket to the Barnard Street end. 9 gone, third term. Storm 3-4-22. Santos 5-2-32.
Playing full forward, Metro, you want to recruit 2 or 3 good lead-up players, you know.
How many bloody positions you got available? Jock's got about 14 players in your side, Metro.
Well, you've got to have depth. You've got to have competition.
Well, they can't be too bad, most of them there, because they nearly made the grand final job.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy to back the guys that we had and put some time into them. They're already 1 year in and listening to the conversations that we have, so hopefully we can keep pushing forward with the majority of the ones we've got.
Well, a high kick out of defence from the Storm was marked by Edwards, so he'll drive it back inside forward 50 for the Dragons at ground level. Chance for Minari. There's plenty of traffic around him, so he goes backwards, finds a teammate. The ball went out in the direction of Harvey. He needed some support. Got it wide and gave it to McKinlay. Can he get through the traffic? He can. Can he deliver it? He can. It's a Dragons mark, 40 out, slight angle.
Yeah, look, that was fortunate. He sort of slammed it on the boot while being tackled, and the player was in front position, and generally if you play in the front position you're going to get opportunity.
Jake McLean, another one, look good in Eagles colours.
So he's listed here as number 17, but today he's wearing 46 on his back.
Oh, gee, I tell you what, it swung like it was a Macram delivery in the air, but it went out and came back, and it's through for 4 points.
Swung, dipped, turned. It'd be good if you could bowl a few of those.
Absolutely. So another goal to the Dragons. They move on to 6-2-38. The Storm are 3-4-22. 11 and a half gone third term. This is the Bendigo Football Netball League Grand Final, and it's thanks to Holden, Colorado at Poyser Holden.
Really critical stage of the game. 12 minutes into the third quarter now. 3-goal lead. Now, Sandhurst has just got a free kick out of the centre for an infringement, having too many in the square.
McKinley takes the footy, Metro. You're right.
Yes.
It's a really vital part of the game, and a bad error by Storm. So they've got the ball out of side Sandhurst. They can take full advantage of that mistake. Ball in the forward pocket. Stewart comes in. He was tackled, dispossessed of the footy. There are a lot of players around it. Player might have got a tackle high. Umpire said it's close to the boundary line. Play on. Storm can relieve the pressure and get out of half back.
Aldous, right on defensive 50, kicks it under the pump. Might have got a push. It's gone out on the full. But it might be a free kick to the Storm downfield because of Aldous pushing it back as he got rid of the footy. It is. And the Storm will take it. Storm, they haven't troubled the scoreboard attendant for a while, boys.
No, that's why I was thinking at the moment, if they're going to win this game of football, the next goal or 2 goals is really important. If they get one, go back the other way, going to make life tough.
He went out in the Lemieux Blokes and said this is a scoring end, and the Storm have got it this quarter and have done little with it. Now they've got it centre of the ground. A chance to set something up.
Now I can just see Lockie Ross just sitting behind the football, unmanned still.
Popped up, poor kick. Only went 30 metres to a nest of Dragons defenders. Although they're under the pump, it's tough to find any really room to work in. Blandthorpe took it. Blandfoot gave it to a teammate who's gone inside with a little pass, and Martin on the end of it.
Must have been just 15 metres and 1 centimetre.
Just the bare distance.
Metro likes this, Martin. He thinks he's a player.
Yes, no, he is, and I'm sure he would be getting hunted, but he seems very loyal to Strathfield Say and has played his fair share of senior football as well.
48 metres out, the future centre-half forward. YCW Maiden Gully kicks to the goal square. Big pack of players. Everybody's trying to kick it around the body and over the head, and eventually it's forced through for a minor score. Good cut of a lad too, that, Martin.
Yeah, solid rig.
So 3-5-23 the Storm, 6-2-38 the Dragons, 14 gone third term of the BFNL Reserves Grand Final.
Doing it well. They bring in out a half back. Wharton's been a very good player, Metro. I hope you got him in your better players.
Definitely, he's been good again.
Yeah, he delivers the ball down forward. They take it from Minari. Now long kick. It's too long. It's out of bounds on the full. Good crowd starting to build up on the outer side as well.
Surprised how many out of bounds on the full there's been today in these conditions.
Yeah.
It must be just due to the pressure.
Thinking the same thing. Yep. There's no need to try and be pinpoint perfect down the line. You're not trying to defend anything. I'm staggered. Neither side's really full-time taken on the corridor. Meanwhile, there's a free kick to the Dragons. Advantage sort of paid, but the player had hesitated. Then he kicked inside, hit a Storm defender.
That was interesting, Jack. You're right. The player stood there with the ball, and the umpire actually said, "I'm paying advantage."
Yeah, and there wasn't
weird.
any at the end.
No.
And it turns out now there's a free kick to the Storm. So they've got it in defence. The player with it down there in the back pocket is Zera. Kicks to a teammate at centre-half back, went over his head. Chance for Edwards to take it. He does for the Dragons. Kick inside forward 50. Not good.
Got to be gone.
Turned it over.
Good tackle.
Taken down there
Good
by
tackle.
Jansen for the Storm. He's in trouble. Picked up and kicked forward by Montague, and he's got another one for the Dragons.
That's his third for the day, so he's playing midfield and impacting the scoreboard. And another strong quarter from Brody.
And we talk about better players for our award. He's right in the mix, I reckon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't try and influence the judges, but he's certainly got his name in the hat. He's kicked 3, as Metro said, and the Dragons go to 7-2-44. Storm 3-5-23. There's a long way to go in this game, but the Dragons are putting a stamp on it, aren't they? They're just slowly grinding away to a solid little lead here.
That's right, because it's not high scoring, every goal now is just dividing that gap a little bit more, making it harder and harder.
Dole out of the middle, gets back onto it. Second effort, was tackled. Had to get rid of the ball quickly, did. Sandhurst have made ground. They brought it down towards their half-forward zone. Outer side, though, Storm are a chance to clear the footy out of half-back. They've got a lot of work to do, loose players, but it's all Sandhurst players back in midfield. They've got numbers everywhere. Now they can reload and go back towards half-forward. They do that. Manari comes in, takes the footy. Outside attacking 50. Short little pass is okay. They maintain control of the footy. Now they can build and go towards their scoring zone into the pocket. Long kick. Might have been too long. No, it was touched before it rolled over the boundary line. So right forward pocket, 20 metres around from the Skulls for Sandhurst. Sandhurst 7-2-44, Storm 3-5-23, 17 gone third term.
Just no point kicking to the pocket there. You're getting a lead.
Yep.
Put the pressure right on the opposition. Put it to a dangerous area of the ground, even if it's a contest. And only good things can happen from there in the corridor.
So the Storm defence scramble it outside defensive 50. They've worked it to half-back, outer side, or swimming pool side of the ground. They might have turned it over. Elders went without the football. Chance down there for the Dragons. Boundary line too close, over and out of bounds for a throw-in. Right on the 50-metre
You
line.
talk about that though, Metro. Over the years, we see so many teams keep going deep in that pocket on that.
I think what happens, defenders defend the middle of the ground and they leave the space there. So the temptation to run and get an uncontested possession is too great for some people. Sometimes you just need to say, I'm just going to have to do it in a contested situation. And if you can win those moments, you're going to win the game of football.
Jeff Duff had a big hit in 1981 with Temptations about to get me.
Really?
And that's what Metro's talking about there. The ball brought back in towards the middle, but Edwards comes in. They're getting a lot of winners around the ground now, Sandhurst. His kick at the back of the pack.
Good job.
That was a really clever little mark too. Now they transfer footy after the boot of Green in towards the forward pocket. Player being legged for Sandhurst. Umpire said it was okay, letting them play. Poor Scrappy. Now a chance
Comes
for
Gill.
Storm to get out of half back. Gill with the footy. Oh, he's given it to a teammate in a lot of trouble.
He's Gonski.
He had four teammates, four opposition players around him, Jock, when he received a hand pass.
Yeah, poor decision. So free kick will go to the Dragons, taken by Oscar Perez. Goes deep inside forward 50. Can't put a teammate on the end of it to take a contested mark. The Storm defence under the pump. Stand up. Wharton takes the footy. He's tackled. Umpire said he threw the ball away.
Bit stiff, I would have thought.
Free kick to the Storm. About 40 metres out from the goal they're defending. I'll tell you what, if you're thinking of coming down this afternoon to the grand final, it is a magnificent day here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. It's right in the centre of town. There's plenty of catering, plenty of parking, and you'll see a fantastic game of footy and some fantastic netball. Get off your bum, get off the couch, come down and have a look at the last weekend of sport in Bendigo in terms of footy and netball.
And Metro's signing autographs after this.
He's signing his book out.
Only $5.
Well, you know what all the kids say, Wallace, it's sun's out, guns out today.
Oh, I love the weather, mate. The dress choices are good. The wardrobe choices, shall I say.
The blokes in their shorts.
Yep, that's what I meant.
There's a Sandhurst player, Jono, down here. He's got the Hawaii look going on with the shorts.
Norman Shen.
Here we go.
No, meanwhile, Shishka threw it on the boot, hit a wall of players. It's 30 metres out from the Storm goal. They can't find an opening. Good defence by the Dragons to lock it up. Ball squirts out to Nayland. He's tackled to the ground. Again, the ball squirts out. It's right on forward 50. Big Leighton Driscoll picks the footy up.
Good luck trying to wrestle him to the ground.
Yeah, it was like, I watched the Storm last night. It's like trying to get some of those big blokes to the ground.
That was a nice passage of play. What you'd expect from grand final footy, just no time or space. As soon as you pick the ball up, you got hammered. And that's the pressure that should be applied.
Well, eventually Shishka picked it up, 25 metres out and threw it on the boot, but he's put it wide and threw for a minor score.
He's had 3 or 4 touches in the last 5 minutes, Shishka.
But no goals, Jock, to Storm this quarter?
No, I haven't kicked a goal. They go to 3-6-24. They've kicked 3 behinds so far. The Dragons are 7-2. It comes back into the pocket. Is it out on the full? It's not. just bounced on the line. It'll be thrown back in. So there's a stoppage deep in the forward zone for the Storm. Boy, would they love a goal here. They trail by 20 points, and we've played 21 minutes time in this, the third term. Ball to be thrown back into play.
A lot of players around the footy, as you would expect. Sanders had a chance to chip it out. Didn't go too far. They got underneath the kick, and the mark has been taken. So it's around 40 metres out, and the player with the footy is Nayland. He's taking plenty of time, so he's happy to go back and have a shot. He obviously likes the distance. I didn't even look to pass it off. He turned his back, in fact. Jack Nayland with the footy. He'll kick from around 48 metres. He waves the footy around. It won't make a goal. In fact, it's off players' hands, and it'll roll beside the point post and to be thrown back in. So Sanders 7-2-44. They lead the Storm 3-6-24. 22 gone, third turn.
Jack, I'd imagine, would be son of John, who was a sensational sports person, played footy for South, but was a very, very good cricketer. Throw in forward pocket. Storm still pressing. Good ball squirts out, taken by Shishko. Oh, immediately was tackled, thrown to the ground. Good work, Leighton Ross, and the ball squirts free and through for another minor score. Well, they're pushing the Storm, but the Dragons' defence, Metro, are standing up all right.
They are, yeah. The last 5 minutes they've had the ball down their end, but we just need them to score. When you got to take the opportunity when it's there, because the momentum will shift back. The ball goes down the other end. They score a goal, it just deflates your confidence.
So Dunham takes the kick out for the Dragons, kicks wide, clears defensive 50, but it'll come back because it's a Storm mark. So they've got it at half forward, and he goes backwards. Don't know about that. Goes to Brenton Sharp, who takes the footy. Then he scraps it inside forward 50, but he found a teammate who picked it up off 2 steps. Goes into the goal square. Shishka!
No.
He got the first grab, but I reckon he got the second grab behind the line.
James Blood with the long bomb. So the goal umpire's called it a behind. The first grab in the field of play and the second grab behind the line.
Through from minor score again for the Storm. They go to 3-8. Dragons are 7-2. Still no goal in this third term for the Storm. Kick out okay. Was taken down there by Gray. Hand pass off. Had to go and get it back. Tackled over the line. Goal umpire said... No. Oh, free kick to Gray. Tackled high. Out of jail, I reckon.
Bit fortunate.
Out of jail.
Yep.
So that James Blood must be a good player. He's got a real named after him, Metro. So the ball down the line, centre wing, they crush in. Going in hard was Edwards for the Dragons.
The family couldn't think of any names, so they just called all the kids A+, B+, B+.
Leave the funny business to the funny people, Jock.
I thought that was good.
Ball in the centre. Short kick, nobody controls.
Is it normally this sharp up here?
At the moment, comedy? Morris, shut up, Metro. You haven't got a contract yet. Be nice to you in that phase of the negotiations. Ross, Leighton across half back, gets it on the boot, and the ball rolls over to bounce. So the ball will come back into play. Approaching three-quarter time. Storm 3-8-26. Sanders, a big third term, 7-2-44.
Yeah, it's been a quarter of opportunities where Sanders seems to have taken theirs and converted, and Strathfield say just a couple opportunities in the last 5 or 6 minutes that they weren't able to get through. So it's sort of starting to shape this game. Yep,
3 goals in this term to the Dragons, none to the Storm. Throw in on the wing, out of sight of the ground. Last couple of minutes of this quarter, can someone snag another one? Could absolutely be a game changer. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It'll go to the Storm and advantage. Next kick, inside forward 50, 2-1. Numbers with the Dragons in defence. Can it be picked up down there by Ross? He's under the pump. He's Gonski. He is gone. Tackled and brought to the ground. And Lockie Ross, gee, it was 2-1. But it was a good tackle laid down there. Was that Martin, the big fella who's going to YC? Was that him? He's got the ball.
And 50 metres now.
Well, yeah, that was a great effort because Santos actually had the extra number. Martin effected the tackle and he was just poorly handing it back there below the knees. Could have been a question maybe on the full, but you've got to do better than that. The pressure of a grand final, having a shot from 20 out where you should be able to kick it, we've been there. The pressure mounts. There's a chance to miss that.
Absolutely.
You give away that free kick, and it makes it a certainty. And now that gives them another sniff, and they bring that gap a bit closer.
And the double negative too, because it didn't run back and stand on the mark, so the player was just allowed to dribble it through, make him kick it over your head at least.
Yeah, that's right.
Stand on the mark.
To just give away a 50 is just so stupid. Anyway, what's done's done. Storm go to 4-8, 32. The Dragons 7-2, 44. 26 gone on the time clock. Third quarter of the Bendigo Football Netball League Reserves Grand Final, thanks to Priority One Property.
Might provide a spark though, as Bruce Springsteen once said, you need a spark to start a fire. Here he is, the little man. I reckon Morris is a good little player. Gets underneath the packs for the Dragons and they send it out to the outer side. Coming in, taking it, Minari out there. They've got teammates everywhere. He'll kick in towards the forward pocket. No mark. The ball comes back quickly. A player being tackled, gang tackled by Storm players. The umpire's found a free kick. I think it's going to go to Storm back pocket, out of side. Not sure why, because the player didn't have the footy for long. The Sandhurst player, he goes short. Formosa takes the footy across half back. He goes long, centre wing, big pack. They go up, no mark. At the front of the pack, they try to do something. Sanders player tackled to the ground. Umpire will come in and take control of the footy. We approach three-quarter time. Reserves Grand Final, 7-2, 44. Storm 4-8, 32.
We got another a game of football where the boys aren't used to playing time on during the year, so we're hitting the 27.5-minute mark now, so sure the legs will be getting heavy.
As a player, Metro, in that situation, you played a lot of footy and all that. You notice it when you're out there playing, especially in a final?
Yeah, you definitely do. It all starts to mount, and I think even in your mind, because you've got electronic scoreboards and time clocks, you're running your rotations off the clocks, and you need to alter them, whether you have an extra rotation or do you run longer. Used to going for certain set times, you'd blow that out, and all these things sort of start to come into effect.
Well, there's been a delay out there before the umpire eventually throws the ball up.
Bloody complicated, this footy, Jock, isn't it?
It is, if you think about it. Fortunately, that's something you and I have never done. From the ball up, chance for the Storm to work at the half forward. It's pushed back over the line and out of bounds, and there'll be another throw in. Shane Cole at the back of the box, of course. The latest ground reporter has lobbed in.
He does bugger all these days, to be honest with you.
He just does Regal tours and lobs in, gives you the Regal wave, and then lobs out again.
Living in the past.
Well, we're all doing that. From the throw-in, chance for the Storm. They've got it inside forward, 50. G1 before three-quarter time and be good, but they can't get it out. Good work. Lockie Ross got it to a teammate who was under the pump.
Dangerous
now
kick.
It's a loose ball, just kicked. Chaos ball, high in the air. Chance for the Storm. Hand pass, went wide. Over to Naylor, who takes it. Fires it, goal on the siren and hits the stick. Oh, would have been sensational. Just didn't work out for them. Three-quarter time in the Reserves Grand Final here at Bendigo's home of football, the Queen Elizabeth Oval. It's the Storm 4-9-33, trailing the Sandhurst Dragons 7-2.
Brilliant,
Yes.
showed that liveliness that he would. Montague's still hitting the goal board and providing grunt work, and that Wharton keeps popping up as well.
Nice work, Metro. Lad, you know what you're doing. The rest of us are struggling at the moment. Let's get the final term underway on Video's Fresh FM. Jock Clark.
And the Dragons have moved straight away up to half forward. A drop mark, couldn't be taken. Under pump as the Storm defence umpires picked out a free kick.
Too high, I think he's called.
I think it'll go to the Dragons, won't it?
Yep.
The Dragons have got 11
holding the ball. Now we've got a player down just behind play here. There's not much movement at all. It's
Storm
a
player?
Storm player, yeah. We've just held the game up for a sec.
I tell you what, when you've got the Doc here, and he's fabulous, he's done a great job for many, many years, the Doc. So the Doc goes out, the trainers just stand there because they're not obviously as qualified. So they're standing there, and the Doc's taking care of the Storm
They're
player.
calling for the stretcher.
No.
It must have happened. The ball went up, and the ball did go to the back, and then, I'm not sure what took place after that. So, but the doctor's pretty keen to get the stretcher straight away.
They don't take any chances these days, absolutely, and nor they should. Both sides now have come into huddles, so there will be a little bit of a delay here. Look, it's only 11 points, the margin in favour of the Dragons with a quarter to go, but the Dragons do have what was supposed to be the scoring end to the town end in the last quarter. It's almost sort of there, Metro, for them to lose from here.
Definitely, I guess the other team, if you're the trailing side, you've got to take risk in this situation. So you throw it all to the wind, and sometimes that can come back to bite you because the defensive side of your game goes and it's all out attack. So it can have a negative effect and you might leak a couple goals, but you're better off doing that than just going blow for blow and just keeping the margin the same. So I'd say we'll see Strathfield say here, hopefully this injury to their player doesn't affect them. A lot of times that can inspire you, to get you up and going. Do it for your teammate, but I think they need to throw caution to the wind here and just take it on. So they're predominantly a possession. They love going short, sideways, chipping. Maybe just tuck it under your wing, go up through the middle and kick long to your big marking forwards.
Now, I reckon the player on the stretcher is Wade Doman for the Storm.
Yeah, I think
and all
so.
his teammates have walked over just to wish him all the best, but they've got him on the stretcher. The doc's in charge of him. We're pretty sure it'll be okay. So players now just starting to go back to their positions. In the meantime, with that little break, Metro hasn't wasted any time. Wallace, he's written down the list of players that he'll be approaching to join YCW Maiden Gallery.
Well, according to you, there wouldn't be approaching, so it'd be quicker for him to cross out the ones he's not going to talk to.
Well,
Actually, what I was writing down was at the 1 minute mark when that happened, the time went off. Now we hit the 3 minute mark. We're about to come on, so we've lost 2 minutes there that will be added on at the end of the game.
It was Wade Donovan that's being taken from the ground.
He's receiving a round of applause from both sides out on the ground, which is a nice touch.
Good. Yeah, I think that's a great thing about footy. That always happens. If there's a little lull like that, everybody's concerned with the player that's hurt and hope they're okay. But as soon as the umpire bounces the ball again, of course, the hostilities will recommence. The umpire's got the footy. It's at half forward for the Dragons. And they have got the free kick. They play on quickly with a hand pass, kick inside forward 50, up in front Gray, got first hands, couldn't complete the mark. Battle for possession, 45 out, whistle on play, free kick Storm. Last line of defence, they've got it. This is the exit kick that's worried them all day towards the wing grandstand side. Another whistle on play. This time they'll get the free kick. Player deemed to have been pushed in the back, and that's Lockie Gill. He's played a fair game today, Metro.
Yeah, no, he's been very good, Gill, yes.
So just a little short of the wing. Grandstand side. Gill goes with a little pass, and that's okay. That worked. Found a teammate down there. Murrell has taken the mark for the Storm. His kick inside forward 50 is good. Found a teammate. Another mark taken by Looney. Looney goes towards full forward, front of the goal square. Not so good that time. The Dragons' defence stand up. Who's that?
That's Montague, so he's doing it at both ends at the moment.
He's played a pretty fair game. Montague, deep in defence. Now he plays on for the Dragons. Clears to half-back. Matty Gray the target. Couldn't complete the mark. Through the pack was Torrin Perry for the Storm.
Another free kick to Storm for in the back in that marking contest.
And Perry takes it and drives the Storm back. High, deep. Inside forward 50. Plenty up. No one could come out with the mark. Exit kick to Gray is okay. And big Matty Gray's got a mark at half-back for the Dragons.
I reckon he's a good player, Matty Gray.
He's a good player. He's off to YC next year.
He takes it. Not a good kick, though, Jock Clark.
Hard kick.
He goes short. Murrell takes it and delivers it back. But they have the numbers. Sanders across half-back. They can relieve and take it to the outer side. Montague's played a good game this afternoon for the Dragons as well. They continue the transfer play. Nice work controlling the footy. They're on the outer side now, scoreboard side, and that's a good kick. This player's been good too, Wharton.
Yes, yeah. This is what they can afford to do here now in the situation of the game is try to keep possession. If you go a bit sideways, then it doesn't matter. You don't need to attack. You just absorb the clock. That's as important as anything.
Ball close to the line. McLean's over there as well for the Dragons, and the umpire will say it's a free kick and it's going to Storm back pocket. Scoreboard side. Storm 4-9-33, Sandhurst 7-2-44. We've crossed over 5 minutes, final term.
So they're going all the way back to Payne, who marks in the back pocket. He goes to Gill. Across the ground, Storm. And the mark's taken by Gill. Still inside defensive 50. Takes his time. Now he pops up a little pass. It's to a contest. Can't be taken. Petrie was the target. He was under the pump from Gray. And the ball's forced over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Gill's also played a good game this afternoon for
He's played
Storm.
well. Yep. And of course there are a couple of medals given out at the end of the game to the two players judged as the best from the throw-in. Chance for the Dragons. Oh, well played there by Montague. Got around some traffic, kicked inside forward 50, but Gill in the way again. Marks in defence. Gee, I think he might have put his teammate under the pump as he centred it. Chance, though, maybe Shishka. Can he pick it up? He's got 2 to beat. He can't. Ball goes to ground. Shishka goes in and lays a tackle. I'll get that wrong in a minute. It's his brother Bob. He can't take it. Chance for the Dragons. They got out of danger. Fired at goal. Across the front.
Yeah, that wasn't a goal, but that's what we're talking about.
Lindsay.
I don't mind Strathfield say doing that. It's a risky kick into the middle of the ground, but if they're to win this game, that's what they're going to have to do. And the downside is if it doesn't come off, you leak a scoring opportunity the other way.
Shishka was outnumbered. He laid a tackle and held it up for a minute.
He did a great
job.
job.
But he didn't get any. No one went over to support him.
No.
So a minor kick went to the Dragons. They got a 7-3-45. The margin is out to exactly 12 points. The Storm are 4-9-33. 7 gone. Final term of the BFNL Reserves Grand Final, thanks to Priority One Property.
That's the one. The big pack go up. Plenty of Santa's players in that pack, but no mark. Umpire will come in and take control of the footy. 7 gone. Final term. The big one's coming up. Storm and Eagle Hawk. It was a fantastic grand final last year, controlled in the final term by Storm. Eagle Hawk have been a star-studded lineup all year, and they'll challenge the best, and they'll need to beat the best to take out the 2018 grand final in the Bendigo Football League.
Montague again.
Yeah, he's played well. Long kick.
Gilligan, they're kicking into each other, these two.
Who's to say Gilligan?
Gill in the back pocket.
Island after him.
He
Who's the captain?
goes short. And, he's found the target he is looking for. Sharp takes the footy, you're right. Brendan Sharp gets it forward to the pack. Not a good kick, Metro. That's over the back of the pack. No. And Santos will be out here. They've got numbers on the outer side. They seem to like to control that far side of the ground. That's a good kick if it gets out the back of the pack, but it just rolled over the boundary line.
It was the right option. It was into space. Even if they don't take possession, it's 60 metres down the other end and ready for a throw-in.
Yeah, he gained a lot of territory with that kick. So the ball will be thrown back in, just outside the Dragons' forward 50. Up they go. No goals yet in this final term. It's hit back towards the boundary line. It's over and out for a.
You're right, Metro.
Throw-in.
It was Perez at the back of the pack, and if the ball here went short, Storm would have been away. So.
And the defender from Stratford, so did the right thing and played in front of his man. Generally the kick would drop short and take that mark, but got enough purchase on it and it carried.
Up they go. Looney and Gray contesting the ruck, and the ball's forced back over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw. Just inside forward 50 for the Dragons. The margin's 2 goals. 4-9 to Storm, 7-3 Dragons. 9.5 gone final term of the BFNL Grand Final, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
So the ball comes back into play. Scoreboard side, chip towards the boundary line. Montague can get there, gets the footy. Might have been tackled too high as he went to ground. And a free kick out of sight. He's right on 50 though, underneath the scoreboard. It'll be a big effort from here. He's saying he's going to kick it long. So who goes back into the goal
Trying
square?
to get some big guys in the goal square.
Gray's one of those.
Well, he's kicked 3, Montague, so far.
Doles at the front. He took him on. He's worried about the distance, obviously. Perez ends up with it. Goes back to Montague. Now he's a lot closer from the boundary. Kicks to the hot spot, right in the centre of the square. No mark, though. Storm too good. Relieved the pressure, back pocket.
Yeah, there were a heap of defenders from Storm waiting back in the goal square, and a little exit kick is marked in the back pocket by Eldis. So he'll clear. He of the blue boots goes long. Outside defensive 50. Plenty up.
Ross.
Good mark, Ross. Lockie Ross.
No, taking them off there.
Oh, taking it off him.
Buckridge, the big ruckman, came in with his leg and, pushed it
Now,
back.
we all know Big Ruckman. They're just awkward and gangly, and I'm sure it would have been intentional.
He's not going out to YC Maiden.
Usually a bit stupid as well, Metro.
Timmy Martin at the back of the box, and he wants to see you.
I tell you what, us little blokes have to tell them where to hit the ball down to, otherwise they wouldn't know.
They just hit it down. You're supposed to go there. Isn't that how it works?
No.
The Storm, meanwhile, attack from half forward. It's a high kick. inside the forward 50. Nobody can take the grab. 30 outs and a Storm goal. Gee, if they got the next one, it'd set things up a little bit. The Dragons' defence stand up though. A scrambling kick just outside defensive 50. He finds a mark down there. Taken by Morris. Goes across the ground. Didn't get there on the full, but on the bounce. Taken for the Dragons. Long kick. Montague at the back takes the mark. 15 out on an angle. Kick 3. He'll go back.
Yeah, really smart kick from Matty Gray there to the deepest one-on-one. Put it over the back into the space. Made life hard for a defender. Payne's a really good defender. I've played on him a couple times, giving away size, Brody, but just the kick was into that space at the back. And
so how many did you kick on him, Metro? 6 or 7?
No, not that many. No, he's a very good defender, actually. Put him on the list, Jock.
Montague, yep, no, I've got him down. So Brody Montague. No trouble with the distance. Gee, it looked wobbly off the boot, but I reckon it's okay. The goal umpire draws 2 pistols and says it is okay, and the Dragons get the first goal of the final term and take the margin out to, what's 33 from 51? 18 points. Beautiful work. Ronnie Rogers at the back. I tell you, you're struggling when Ronnie Rogers is beating you with the maths.
Yeah,
Three goal margin, 4-9 Storm, 8-3 Dragons, 12.5 gone final term.
Now, we've just had Wade Donnan that was taken off on the stretcher, up on his feet, and he's emerged from the rooms and walked to the bench. That's a really positive sign for the young kid.
Doc did some nice work there, looking after him as well. They go back into it. My mate, the big ruckman, Buckridge, got it down. Now Sanders can come out of the guts and go straight up towards the player Montague, who just kicked the previous goal. Went for it, can't take it. Gray's there. Montague goes back into it at ground level. Shovels out to Harvey. Harvey back to Montague. He's having a PP at the moment. Might be a PP AD day Metro for him, by the way. Ball across half back.
Oh, no, there's that rule.
And advantage played. It was paid to Formosa. They can move it down towards Gill. Gill's had plenty of the footy as well. Centre wing, something for Storm to work out. They chip it in towards half forward. It'll favour Dole. Dole gets it forward to the pack, gets it to Green. Green looks up, goes over Perez's head. They've got the numbers. It's 2 versus 1. Storm doing well across half back though. Short kick play, tried to claim the mark in Petrie. Umpire called. Play on. Ball at half back flank. In comes Gray over the top of the footy. Dole's also there. Clever little kick out of the pack, and it'll take it towards the forward pocket.
Yeah, the race is on. The little fella, Jasper Stewart, gets there first, kicks around the body, finds Montague, who strolls into the square and kicks number 5, if you don't mind.
I feel a bit sorry for the Strathfield Say defender there, Shannon Murphy. It was a 1-on-3, busted his butt, did everything right. He shouldn't have won the ball. He got it to a teammate, and it's just weight of numbers wore him down in the end, and Brody got one over the top.
And the tiny little skinny fella took 2 on and beat him, didn't he? He kicked it across the body to Montague. It was terrific. It was well done. Absolutely well done. I don't know whether that's enough, but if the margin was 18 with the last goal, plus 6, that's 24. I'm looking at Ronnie. He's nodding his head. So it's 9-3-57 Dragons, 4-9-33 Storm, 15 gone final term. And the Storm would probably need a miracle.
Yes, maybe that, Jock, or 4 or 5 goals. One or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. That's,
So the ball will come back into the middle, but it's a warm, hot day. It's hard to see them coming back there. Look, there would be 12, 13 minutes left in this contest, though. Dole's there for Sandhurst, can't control it. They go back into it, a chance for Storm, smothered off the boot. It comes back, rebound, footy back in the centre for Dragons, but a Storm again can get out of trouble. Simpson takes the footy out of side. Now they can attack the goal face. Good penetrating kick.
Great mark. Lockie Ross again.
Really good mark by Ross. Just stood his ground in the middle of the pack and got it to his brother. So the Ross brothers featuring across half back. They get it towards Harvey. Now they continue with the footy. Higgs has it. Centre wing. This is a good build-up by the Dragons. They bring it up to centre half forward. Ball picked up by Perez. He blind turned himself. Then he goes long towards the goal face. Minor score.
Set up for a goal there for the young fella. That would have bought the house down, that sort of one. Went back against the flow of play. bought himself some space, but just not quite good enough to finish.
4-9, 33 Storm. Sandhurst 9-4, 58, 16 gone, final term.
So the kick out is okay, and the mark's taken from inside defensive 50 down there by Simpson. Plays on for the Storm, transfers to the centre of the ground, gives it to Blanford. He goes long towards half forward. Mark's taken. Coming out with the footage, Brenton Sharp.
Heavy side, I think, that one.
Is it Heavy Sharp?
Jacob.
Right. Oh, 16 instead of 18, sorry. I should move them further apart. Who's got it now?
Can't see the number there. I reckon that's Martin, just looking at the strong physique.
So Martin, from 45 metres for the Storm, goes into the goal square. Plenty up. No one could take the mark. Ball.
Holding the ball.
I thought it had wobbled through for a point. Umpire's picked out a free kick.
I think might have been Dill Morris roved it and made a V-line straight for the points to run the ball over the line and couldn't quite get there, and he got mowed down.
Storm player took it and kicked it through for a goal. The umpire's brought it back.
Yeah, time on.
Right. So, it will be a Storm goal. He'd have to absolutely fall over to miss. Lining up from 20 metres, less, 15 directly in front.
Yep.
And a goal to the Storm.
Now, we'll wait for the time to come back up. We'll see how much is left in this game. So at the 17-minute mark, we've got at least 10 minutes and maybe even more with that injury time that we had earlier. They're going to need 4 goals to hit the front. So it's possible, but it's going to be hard work. You'd think they're going to need the next 1 or 2 and not leak any the other way.
Who did they eventually give that free kick to?
I'm not sure who kicked that down there.
Tim Jansen.
Number 28.
When you're in trouble, just call on your friendly taxi driver. Ball up, centre of the ground, take out by the Storm. Gee, maybe they're coming. Oh, it's got to go back. It's a free kick to them. It'll be taken by Formosa, but it's got to come back from the centre of the ground.
They've won the ball in the centre there, Stratfield say. The umpire didn't play advantage, but if he did, it would have been a mark 10 metres out.
Exactly. So now Formosa, waste no time, goes short, gives it over the top to Blood. Blood plays on, goes wide. Aldous takes it, kicks inside forward, 50, Storm mark, 45 out. Pretty tough angle, probably only 20 in from the boundary line.
Good mark too. He had to go to his knees because the ball was so low and he had to control the footy at the same time.
Gee,
it's waste no time here.
No, he's had a shot. It'll go to the front of the goal square, plenty up. Knocked away by the Dragons' defence. They've got numbers back there on the last line. Can they run it out? Suddenly they're under the pump. Hand pass over the top, it's okay. Lindsay's got it. Little bit of space from half back. Has to kick hurriedly. Ball just goes over the centre of the ground. Storm player took it. Tackled to the ground. Umpire says play on. Hacked out of the air. It was fortuitously taken by the Dragons at half back. They go back to the centre of the ground. They've got numbers through the middle. A couple of bounces. Taken by Harvey. Goes for home and hits the stick.
Great bit of play and run there from Harvey, right from the back line. Sandhurst a couple of times this quarter have been able to find some space in the switch on this side of the ground. That nearly paid dividends that time.
Morgan brings the footy back in, finds a player in Finch that he's looking for. A flighty kick by Finch and it'll roll over the boundary line to be thrown back in. So Storm 5-9-39, Sandhurst 9-5-59, 20 gone final term. Still a bit to go in this game, still some interest as well. The ball to be thrown back in. Buckridge is there for Sandhurst. Nearly knocked it out of his own player's hands. What do they say about him, Metro? Gets it to Formosa. He can come in across half back. He had it, then lost it. Sandhurst are out. They got players everywhere loose. Gray was one of them. Didn't go to Gray though. Over that player's head. That'll mean the ball will be set up for Storm.
Interesting call here. He's kicked it straight to the boundary line, and it rolls over now. The player that kicked it out for Storm, he was under a lot of pressure.
They won't pay that. I reckon I've seen it more than about once or twice all year.
Was Morgan, and you're right, Jock, didn't pay it.
So thrown across half forward for the Dragons. Time suddenly starting to be the enemy of the Storm. Through the pack, chance for Montague. Great pickup. throws it on the boot. High into the forward pocket. Contest. No one can take it. Brought to the ground. Chance down there in defence from
Great
Zero.
ball.
But he's coughed it up.
Matty
Chance
Gray.
for the Dragons. Outside of the boot. What happened?
Oh, hang on. He missed the
Getting another
opportunity with a
kick.
snapshot, but the umpire said, no, you've pushed him in the back afterwards, so he's going to get another opportunity
He's lucky.
here.
I'm not sure about the outside of the boot from there.
Never
Metro.
mind. They had the numbers. Was that McLean?
Yeah, so he's being a right foot has gone the check side rather than use the left foot in that situation. But
You would have used the left foot, Metro.
yeah, it helps when your left footer.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly.
But that was all set up from a great tackle from Matty Gray.
Gray, yes.
The swinging arm knocked the ball free and gave the Sandhurst players the opportunity.
So from 15 metres out directly in front, Jake McLean kicks the goal for the Dragons. That's his second. And I reckon the bloke with the cup is starting to chisel an S.
Yeah, it's going to be tough from here. Giving it, they've kicked 5 goals in the game, and they're going to probably need another 5 at the moment. So
No, not going to happen.
probably not. But you throw all caution to the wind, and you just go long and direct, and take them on the mark, and just you're better off losing by 10 goals. You
You
know.
can chisel the S, Jock, but it's the next letter that would be more important. 'Cause I would have thought they both start with S.
Well, leave them options. I didn't know anyone else in here could start.
Might be an A after it, Jock, you never know. Sandhurst now can bring it out of the middle and force it up towards half forward. Yeah, they've got a lot of players around it. They can't control the footy. Eventually, they can run onto the footy through McLean. He goes in towards full forward. Montague was there, can't control it. Play on is the call. Ball rolls on the boundary line to be thrown back in. Final term. It's in the right forward pocket, right next to the goal face for Storm. They trail 5-9-39 to Sandhurst 10-5-65.
Jasper Stewart laying a tackle there. It wasn't a crunching tackle. From the throw in, up they go. Hit to the front, taken by Gill. Good hands. They're out here, the Storm. High kick towards half-back, though. No, the big fella drops back.
He did
and
well
takes
there.
the mark. Buckridge.
He's smarter than he looks, Wallace.
Yeah,
No,
you were disparaging him.
He looks quite smart.
So Buckridge from half forward just sets a high one up. Inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Montague thought he got a push. Umpire said no. It squirted wide. Formosa takes it for the Storm. Goes into the corridor. Dangerous. Ball in dispute. 45 out from the Dragons' goal. They work hard at ground level. Umpire's picked out a free kick to Strath.
Push in the back.
Tiny walking past. Eaglehawk royalty has arrived for the game. Wide kick, chance for the Storm to run out. They got a free kick.
Canteen's
Umpire will
happy.
pay advantage. He's walked past it. He might have had something before he came. Nayland takes it, goes down the wing, out of side. Can't put a teammate on the end of the kick. It's still in hot dispute as the pack develops. Umpire eventually comes in and will ball it up.
Just a couple of lads getting to know each other on the wing there. Probably a bit late in the game for that,
Yeah,
but
ooh, yes.
a few frustrations.
24 gone, final term. 39 plays, 65 Dragons in front.
I was watching the fight, Jock, but it's broken up now. So where's the footy? Back in the middle.
Yeah,
A lot of players around. There wasn't much in it. They were just what do they do? They try to get ready to
Flex the muscles and
Yeah.
rub a bit of
even if he's allowed. Jock, ball. Here we go. Centre wing, outer side. Sandhurst leads 65-39. 24 gone. I'm calling it, Jock. I think Sandhurst will win this one.
Living on the edge, you are.
Ball, Storm haven't given up. The ball to be forced down. There's Ross again. You liked his game, Metro.
Yeah, no, he's been
How
very
good has he been across
He's,
half back?
yeah, back and forward. It's interesting. Now the game in control, you'd keep him there, but he's someone that could go forward to be your match winner. So it's hard to. You try to save it, you try and win it, but at the situation of thing, you just leave him there for a bit of insurance.
Been really good, Lachlan Ross. In fact, brought his brother into it a lot too. He used to chip it to him as well. Free kick going to Storm out of side.
QBE will call him. He's just a bit of insurance there back there.
For
Elvis.
Storm, Aldous goes in towards the forward pocket, and he can find Formosa.
So the ball at half forward, outer side, high kick. Oh, squirted over the back. Chance for the Storm to run into an open goal. They do, they have, and they get the result they wanted. Late goal to the Storm.
possibly heavy side. We'll wait for him to turn around.
Well, it was kicked high and quickly in towards a pack, and the pack just didn't judge it. Came over the back. Storm player ran onto it. And in the meantime, while we look to see when he turns around who it was, I'll give you the score. Does it give the Storm any sort of a chance? And I won't put it up. Come on, thank you. 6-9-45, 20-point margin. Dragons 10-5, 65, 26 gone final term. 20 points, boys, 26-minute mark. I don't think so.
Probably not going to happen, but Buckridge, we'll see what happens. Goes up in the ruck. Montague's there working hard for Sandhurst too, but the Storm are a chance to bring it down towards their half-forward zone. Nobody can control the footy at the moment. Centre wing out of side. Players converge on the footy. Umpire will take control and get us back underway. 10-5, 65, Sandhurst. The Storm, 6-9, 45, 26 gone in this final term. Umpire gets the ball into the air, picked up by Formosa down there. Clever little work too. Short kick, cross half back. Ross is there. Now they're out. They can get it towards Perez. They move it nicely, Dragons. They transition work is very good out of half back, and they kick it up towards their half forward zone. Ball over the back of the pack. It's rolling towards the boundary line. Green tried to keep it in. He got it to Dole. The umpire said, no, Sunshine, I'll take the footy back and I'll throw it back in. So right half forward, just outside attacking 50 for the Dragons City end.
Now, who did we decide to kick that last Storm goal? You blokes?
Heavy side.
Heavy side, fair enough. For want of another name.
If it wasn't him, it could have been
still there. Yeah, definitely.
Martin. It could have been Murray. I had Blandfoot. I had Finch in the mix. Jinx.
Could have been Calangiri too, if it wasn't.
Driscoll.
Meanwhile, from the ball up, the umpire's picked out a free kick for a ruck infringement.
One of those ones.
And your best mate, Wallace, will take it.
Yeah,
Big fella
looking for the handball. He gives it off.
No, it's good work.
Clever work.
He's smart.
Yep, gave it off to McLean, who's bombed a long one to the top of the goal square. No one could take the mark. Drummed by Sebi Green. Goes back, finds a teammate. Kick across the body. Absolute beauty.
Beautiful.
Martin Layden.
And that's the icing. That's the cherry on top of the cake.
Keeps kicking goals like that. He might tonight.
Come on, Metro. It's a family show.
Mike Martin. I don't get that. So, cross the body. Good work. Good work, Green, to set him up. And the Dragons have stitched it up. They will win this contest. They go to 11-5-71. The Storm 6-9-45. Time clock shows 28 gone in the final term.
That was after some good work by Big Ward Buckridge as well.
That's right, yes.
Try making it up to him now.
Know your strengths and weaknesses. The ruckman gets the kick and he looks the handball off. Too many of them try to kick it.
What if you only got weaknesses and you got no strengths, Metro? What do you work on then?
Goal.
Got it forward. Montague tried to run onto it. Again, they are out of the middle. Nice work by Morris, but the kick was marked by Storm in the last line of defence. So they can relieve the pressure. Long kick out of half back by Morgan. Can find the target he's looking for down there in Gill. Gill's played a good game.
Gill has been. I would think Gill would arguably be Storm's best player. Got it off. Found a teammate down there in Formosa who went short again and gave it to Aldous. Aldous has been fair today.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, and even for most of this last quarter, it's been his best quarter for the day. He's popped up with 6 or 7 possessions.
They retreat further into defence, the Storm. It's all academic from here. Now a long kick towards half-back. Well, it's okay. The big fella's come out and taken the mark in Driscoll. But he's still half-back. Leighton Driscoll goes to half-forward. Can't find a target. Out in front, Martin takes the footy. Then he's tackled. Goes to ground. Can't find a teammate. He gets a little bit support in the end, though, from Simpson. Simpson goes wide. Centering kick. He couldn't find a target. Taken down there by Morris for the Dragons. Goes wide to the wing. Grandstand side. Good mark.
One-hander.
Yeah, McLean reeled it in. Well done.
Been very good today.
No time. Great kick to half forward for a teammate. Pops the hand pass over the top to Harvey. Little pass. Sandhurst mark. 35 out directly in front. Player with the footy will be Higgs.
Harvey well within his right to probably have a shot on goal then, but Higgs is one of the team favourites and plays a fair bit on the bench and got his spot in the side, which could have been in doubt. So I think he's done the team thing and just shared the footy off to.
No, anywhere beside 50, I'd have had a pink.
Me too.
So Higgs fires at goal for the Dragons, and the crowd reaction tells you
And
He's put it through.
Look at the player
yeah,
reaction.
you can see he's
Gee.
a popular member
Every
of the team.
player,
so,
Metro.
They've mobbed him.
Very good.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Every player on the
I've
ground.
never
every
seen that
Sanders
before.
player. Ran to him.
Yeah.
So the scoreboard shows the Dragons 12-5-77. The Storm are 6-9-45. 31 on the time clock. It's a never-ending story.
I tell you what, Metro, you paid all the money we paid you today just for that comment because you were spot on. You kicked the goal and the next player, our Sanders player, came up to congratulate him.
Now,
Don't feel bad, Metro. The rest of us have to chip in a bit of our own just to put in for you.
no, I've got the inside mail.
Montague takes the footy. He goes short, goes back towards Ross. It's Leighton Ross across half back. Well, the kick wasn't good. His teammate couldn't mark it. McLean, he's gone down. And meanwhile, they've still got the footy though. Ross takes it again and goes on the other side towards Montague. He relieves the pressure. Long kick up towards their attacking 50, close to the boundary line. Sanders will keep the numbers though. They've got the footy. They had it. They lost it. Umpires found a free kick. No, letting them play. Eventually he'll come in and take control of the situation. Gee, he's happy to let it go for a long time, umpire. Coming up next, John Hunter along with Ron Rogers, Norm Jenkins, Josh McKee, Cameron Power and Paul Wicks to bring you the big coverage of the 2018 Bendigo Senior Grand Final. There it is, the final siren, and it's Sandhurst, the run-out winners, 12-5-75. Defeated Storm 6-9-45 on a delightful Saturday afternoon. The Dragons, your former club, have won the reserves grand final in season 2018, Metro.
Yes, yeah. Well, coming into the game, Strathfield say had beaten Sandhurst and Eagle Hawk, who had been the top two sides. So they would have come in with a fair bit of belief and positivity about winning the game today. And Sandhurst, having the seniors go out, had the option to put a couple guys that had played seniors the week before in the side, which they did. And we're probably just a little bit better today. I thought Strathfield say controlled the footy in the first quarter for the first 10 minutes of the game, and looked to be the better side and had come to play. But from that point on, I think Sandhurst had majority of the football, and they tidied up that kick from the transition from the back after the forward. And as the game opened up, that sort of probably helped them as the game went on.
You're right. Earlier on, I thought Storm were looking, while they were playing on their own terms, they liked that chip and control of the footy. But after quarter time, really, Sandhurst got their game going. And in the last three quarters, I reckon they just had far too much leg speed as well, Jock. They wanted to move the ball fairly quickly, but they had some really good players that backed them up as well. Metro, take it through.
Jotham Higgs, Alexander Wharton, Angus McKinley and Martin Layden. And for the Storm, Josh Martin with 2 was their only multiple. Singles to Wade Donnan, Jacob Heaviside, Lockie Gill and Tim Jansen.
Some of the better players, Metro. We talked about Gill's game for Storm. I reckon he played a four-quarter performance, Lachlan Gill.
Definitely, I thought he was their best player today. Intercept marking, provides run.
And the other side of the ground. There's always people on the grandstand side, but the far side and the pockets up around the swimming pool pocket, the change rooms, and the South Bendigo social rooms pocket. If you've got thick numbers in there, you know you haven't got a bad crowd.
Yeah, what a nice innovation, the shade sailors down there where they're all congregating under there, and adds a little bit more to the ground, I think.
Well, you're a man of the people, Metro. Are you going to go down and mix with them after this?
Yeah.
They're mostly Borough fans down there. They know you well.
Yeah, they would. Well, Tiny, we've just seen him, did walk past before, and I think he knows my name because I've heard him yell it out a couple of times.
That wasn't what he was yelling at, Metro. Hey, now, just quickly, Coach of the Year. There was some awards this morning. Did you get it?
No, I don't know what they were thinking, Jock, but no, Clint Young actually won it, so from Gizzy.
Really?
Yeah, so he got them back into the finals this year, and they had a pretty solid year, and from all reports, they look like they're on the improve with a young list and ready to pounce. So, yeah, they had the kids playing, so it was just him and his little bub. His daughter was there, and she was full of smiles, and she looked pretty happy about the awards.
Good work. Were you runner-up?
I don't think there is a runner-up.
Well, then you might as well say you are.
First loser.
The first loser.
All right, we may take the opportunity to take a break while they're doing some of the presentations. At the moment, it's done and dusted. In the under-18s, it was Gisborne, and in the reserves, it was Sandhurst. Sandhurst 12-5-77 have defeated Strathstorm 6-9-45. Thanks, Metro, for being involved today. It's been a long time to get you into the broadcast point, and we'll see if we can get you back involved when you've got the opportunity going forward.
No, it is my pleasure. It's nice to be part of the team. Like I said, I've listened for so many years, and to be part of this side of the mic was good. I thank you for the opportunity and let me come along.
Good luck next year to Maiden Gully YCW. Thanks, Jock. You'll be back a bit later. You'll be interviewing some of the players, Jock, just before we do cross. Who do you think you'll be talking to later on today? Will they be Eagle Hawk players or Storm?
I think I'll be talking to two Blues players this afternoon. I'm fairly confident that Eagle Hawk, after a tight first half, can get away with it. And I'm tipping something like 25 points.
Yeah, and just your thoughts on the game. Obviously, both sides have dominated the competition this year. Storm finished on top and were clear favourite by most people. They made it to the second semi-final, and then Eagle Hawk blew them away in the final quarter of that game. But throughout the season, both sides have beaten each other as well.
Yeah, I just think that if Callan and Shannon Geary don't have pretty fair games, the Storm might lack some run around the contests and the stoppages, whereas Eagle Hawk, they're so even, particularly through that midfield. They've got about 10 blokes they run through there, and they average 9 people hitting the scoreboard every game. I think that's just too hard to stop.
All right, thanks, Jock Clark, for being involved. We'll take a break. We're not far away from the 2018 Senior Grand Final. Stick with us. John Hunter, Ron Rogers will broadcast, will call the game. Backed up by Norm Jenkins, Josh McGee, Cameron Power and Paul Wicks. There's plenty more footy to come. The final score in the reserves, Sandhurst 12-5-77, Storm 6-9-45. Bendigo's Fresh FM, local footy, it's our first choice.
The station you are now listening to is Central Victoria's #1 choice for local sport.
I'm amazed at the Fresh FM sports coverage. They seem to be everywhere.
The sports coverage is just fantastic.
#1 for sport in Bendigo, Castlemaine, Kyneton, Maryborough. From the top of Mount Alexander and across Central Victoria is the Fresh.
Bendigo business sponsor.
Where do I get my outdoor gear? Where do I get my outdoor gear? Aussie Disposals, it's all here. Aussie Disposals, it's all here. Skiing pants and fishing rods. Skiing pants and fishing rods. Aussie Disposals has the lot. Aussie Disposals has the lot. Boots and bags, tents and swags, clothing, workwear, sleeping bags, all available to purchase. River prices, river service. Aussie Disposals for your outdoor adventure.
Aussie Disposals, opposite the fountain, Viewpoint Bendigo.
Fresh FM business sponsor.
For great ideas on floor or wall tiles and designer bathroom wear, it's Beaumont Tiles. Whether building or renovating, discover your home's full potential now at Bendigo Bulk Carpets, Strickland Road, Bendigo.
Fresh FM business sponsor.
Built steel trays and accessories. Built steel trays for you and me. Fully welded steel trays. Custom built for our standard range. Cab carry pickups and small trucks. Don't settle for a good trade. Demand built steel trays. Built steel trays for you. Built trays for you.
Fresh FM business sponsor.
The team at Humanizer Home Timber and Hardware have the knowledge, experience and products you need to get your job done.
Whether it's in the garden,
around the house,
renovating your kitchen,
or building that new deck.
Come in and see us. Open 7 days. Bendigo's best value. Humanizer Home Timber and Hardware. Just over 1 kilometre from the centre of town. 35 Charleston Place, Bendigo.
101.5.
I got my scarf, got my old coat. I I got a footy game to go to. Footy's on, footy's here again. Back to greet me like an old friend. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. I meet a friend outside the ground. We'll argue over who's gonna win. He'll go for his team, I for mine. We'll watch him slug it out right to the end. And show me the crowd and I'll take my place. I'm hungry for the taste of it. Well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what football means to me. That's how I like my footy to be. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about I got a long road to walk down to catch a tram to my favorite ground. Use my legs, use my voice, make some noise, support the boys, and that's what football means to me. That's how I like my footy to be. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
In 2018, there's only one local radio station for community premiership football. Only one local station with over 60 live games from 5 Central Victorian leagues. Only one local station for local football. It's our first choice. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
$49,990 is all you'll pay for the awesome Holden Colorado Auto LTZ Crew Cab pickup. 3.5 tonne towing or over a tonne in the tub. The Colorado is the ute for you. Poyser Holden, your local Holden dealer for over 38 years. LMCT 3903. 2018 live Fresh FM match day thanks to Poyser Holden, your local Holden dealer.
And it's a very good afternoon in the Bendigo Football Netball League Grand Final of 2018, live from the home of country football, the QEO. John Hunter bringing you all the action here for this Grand Final in the Bendigo Footy League. The Borough have had a week's rest. They come up against the Storm, who were very impressive last week, and the Borough will be looking to atone for the disappointments of last year. Your fresh team for today's game, I'll be joined by Ron Rogers, Paul Wicks, Josh McKee, Norm Jenkin and Cam Power on Bendigo's Fresh FM, where local footy is our first choice. Get involved in the broadcast at Bendigo's Best on Twitter, also our Facebook page, Bendigo's Best Sport. And if you move outside the broadcast area, the TuneIn radio app is where you can get us. A very big afternoon.